Monday, 23rd of February 2009. My video is all about recovery from either addiction to substance or behaviour. We can have both. Actually, my substance of addiction was alcohol. My behaviour during those 35 years, trying to do my best to be perfect, and perfectly imperfect, never perfect. So what have I learned during those years? Probably I was on the wrong path for me and my life. Simply by taking a drink a day at a time, it took the edge off, and maybe I did not challenge myself enough when others provided plenty of challenges for me. So it's not been a waste of time. That's the most important thing I've learned. Every moment that got me to a place of sobriety and into recovery from addiction has been worthwhile. A lot of pain, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, you name it. If we are on a path of sobriety or recovery, or on an old path, the goal probably was the same: to be peaceful and happy, to find some serenity and make sense of life. But you know, I'm finding that being sober a day at a time gives me a better opportunity to find out who I am on a daily basis, and sometimes I just don't know. But at the moment I feel okay, and a lot of regime change for me. But what keeps me going is the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. Keeps me going in the right direction, and if I keep sober, then I have a better chance of living. So the fellowship, I don't speak for it. The fellowship of AA has no spokespeople. It's a fellowship of people equal sized, going in one direction, soberly a day at a time, their own direction, nobody else's, just their own, and being a part of life. And at the beginning of every meeting which I go to, a preamble is shared, and it goes like this: Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes courses, and has no opinion on my videos. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety, and the reason why I emphasise that my videos are all about recovery for me, and although I talk incessantly about AA, I don't speak for it, never can, never will. It's part of the traditions that AA remains a place of anonymity, and for me anonymity was not my gig, if you like. Anonymity is not about my silence, and anonymity is about just finding sanctuary, and the sanctuary of the fellowship and the meetings of AA, that sanctuary provided me with an opportunity to find out what spiritual living might be. And spiritual for me is simply being able to see real life as is in the day. So yes, I am very, very fortunate, and gratitude is something that is talked about in the fellowship a lot. My book fell. If we can find gratitude and a way of understanding our lives a little bit better on a daily basis, and do it soberly, we can be connected in a better way with what is going on around us. Not in charge of it, not in control of it, but just getting on as we can with what we have. And in this little blue book called The 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, it gives an outline of the 12-step action program for people and the 12 traditions which hold the fellowship together. So it's like a reference book for me. And it's February, second month, second step. And I've been talking all about the second step of the action program, which says, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And the paragraph, which is the summary of the step, reads like this: what can we believe in? AA does not demand belief. 12 steps are only suggestions, and the whole program is based on suggestions and not instructions. Importance of an open mind, variety of ways to faith, substitution of AA as a higher power, plight of the disillusioned, roadblocks of indifference and prejudice, lost faith found in AA, problems of intellectuality and self-sufficiency, negative and positive thinking, self-righteousness. Defiance is an outstanding characteristic of alcoholics. Step 2 is a rallying point to sanity and the right relation to God or good conscience, depending on your belief in a higher power. And how are we restored to sanity when we've probably lived for a long, long time with an insane set of circumstances, that is, drinking in order to feel okay? It must be madness, in a way, to try and take the edge off life and not experience it as it is, mainly because it felt too painful, and then not understanding that, maybe pain is necessary for growth. Yes, all these things I didn't really understand when I first got to AA, and the gentle process of learning to understand how to live my life in a way which fits in with what is possible and not trying to do the impossible all the time is what saved me, I guess, and kept me going back. So what have I learned? I know that my intellect, my thinking kept me drinking, and my best feelings today keep me going back to a fellowship which just helps me on a daily basis. So there is no dogma really, because everybody finds their own program. It's a self-healing program where we lean on the many for their wisdom, and sometimes we have a sponsor and sometimes we don't. It's all a matter of what is right for you and what is right for me, and there are maybe 1,000 different ways to find recovery, and I find it best in the company of others who have made it and keep sober one day at a time, and that we learn from those who are one day sober to 100 days or 1,000 days or 10,000 days. We all have a part to play in sharing wisdom, and that is the key, the wisdom that we learn to make life work. So daily reflections is one of the other pieces of literature I refer to, and for today, being February, it does have a connection to step 2, came to believe in a higher power that would restore us to sanity, and I reckon I was probably restored to sanity. It says only for today, and I don't know that I was ever that sane before I got to AA, so maybe I've just been given the opportunity to find sanity on a daily basis, my own, and not somebody else's, because we are unique and authentic. So, a thankful heart, page February 24 in this book. I tried to hold fast to the truth that a full and thankful heart cannot entertain great conceits. When brimming with gratitude, one's heartbeat must surely result in outgoing love, the finest emotion that we can ever know, and that comes from As Bill Sees It. My sponsor told me that I should be a grateful alcoholic and always have an attitude of gratitude, that gratitude was the basic ingredient of humility, that humility was the basic ingredient of anonymity, and that anonymity was the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. As a result of this guidance, I start every morning on my knees thanking God for these 3 things. I'm alive, I'm sober, and I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. Then I try to live an attitude of gratitude and thoroughly enjoy another 24 hours of the AA life. AA is not something I joined, it is something I live. And I guess I live the 12 steps. But when it comes to thanking God, my understanding of God is truth, and God is love, and God works through people. And people have their own belief, and it's their personal belief which counts, not mine. So it's not for me to suggest one way or another what a higher power might be for another person. But I am alive, I am sober, and I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. And when it talks there about anonymity was the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, I suspect anonymity is the sanctuary. This is just me. Anonymity is the sanctuary which provides me with the opportunity to find out what spiritual might be for me. But anonymity is really also concerned with being the same size, of equal size, no more important, no less important than anybody else. And that is the real gift for me. And my thankful heart, the gratitude. I'm going to start doing a gratitude list, and I never thought I would actually be saying this. But it's a useful tool to find out why am I grateful today. And it says there for 3 things. I'm alive, I'm sober, and I go to a fellowship which keeps me sober one day at a time. And I don't need to make it more complicated or any harder than that. Of course I will, because I've got an intellectual brain. But the trouble with the thinking brain, it ignores the emotional part of us and ignores this spiritual thing that we can possibly plug into, which for me is simply truth. And when I say, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, I really, really mean it.